What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Absolutely April, here for another recap of one of my favorite shows, and that is Grey's Anatomy. Now, I really didn't write any notes. I just watched it and absorbed it. So I'm just going to be coming off the dome of some of the things that I enjoyed about this particular episode. So let's get into it. First, I do want to welcome back all of my returnees. I appreciate your support. Those who are new to my channel, I'm Absolutely April, and I do recaps on TV shows, movies, reality shows, and I might throw in a hint of spiritual tips. You just never know what I might bring. So go ahead and join my tribe and subscribe. I enjoy community and I enjoy fun. So if you are that type of person, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified about all of my uploads and hit that like button. That is totally free and it alerts YouTube to let them know that I am here and put me in that algorithm. All right, now, so let's go ahead and talk about Grey's Anatomy. We just gonna have a little discussion and please interact in the comment below. So it started out, child, Marla Gibbs was in the first scene. The new intern Griffith, she's the black intern. I'm gonna get some screens and stuff like that. I just have not had time. It has been crazy hectic at work, but Griffith um, was coming out of the door, and Marla Gibbs opens the door. So this is clearly her grandmother, and she has Alzheimer's, it appears, dementia or Alzheimer's. So she, gives her little lunch bag, and the remote is in the lunch bag. So I'm assuming that she has some type of Alzheimer's or dementia. My grandma used to say old timey. So yeah, I think that's going to be her connection with Meredith, um, because Meredith or even Maggie could give her, more Meredith or Dr. Weber. Her and Dr. Weber had a little moment in the last episode, so I'm pretty sure they might be, a little connection on the show. So yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a connection for Griffith, the intern. Griffith seems to me she's the type of girl who she's a kind of like you see a little Christina Yang in her. She really wants to be the best. She's tries not to be emotional, but she is emotional. So it's just it's a lot going on below the surface with Griffith, but she's pretty much a solid intern. So when she gets to the hospital. I believe what happened. Now they did show. I got to get some of these interns. I think her name is Jastuda. They got her coming out of a van. So clearly she lives in her van. So y'all remember, if you're super fans, that Derek lived in his van like season 1, season 2, and that van hopped around to everybody. Owen stayed in the van, Alex stayed in the van, but it just harkens back to the van that someone was living out of. So she's living in the parking deck in this van, and so she can get to rounds on time. Um, so they get to rounds. They're Schmidt is overworked, and he is the only resident, and so he is basically on everybody's service. He's looking crazy. He's chief resident, so he has to assign, the interns out. I don't know how long Schmidt can last like this. Schmidt ended up going to the bar, and that's where Hellmouth, that's where she's working. She's at the bar, and y'all know Christina Yang worked at the bar when she checked out mentally. So these are all like moments that you can kind of relate to, like, oh, okay, so y'all reflecting back on that. So yeah, I'm catching a lot of little hints, little subtle hints about what has happened in past seasons with Grey's Anatomy. So yeah, so Schmidt is trying to get Helm to come back. She ain't trying to hear it. She's basically burned out. And he tried to, lure her back, telling, Meredith wants you back. She was like, I know Meredith don't want me. Meredith is straight, and I'm not even falling for that. So Schmidt had to get back on service. Now, Maggie and Dougal, Winston and Dougal, her husband, they kind of seemed like they were at odds, but it seemed like Maggie didn't trust anyone to, help her with her stuff. So she was piling on Winston, and Winston was starting to get like annoyed because he's like, I can't do the things that I want to do because I'm doing stuff for you. So I'm hoping this don't cause no issue with them because I really like Maggie. I don't want her to have no issues with Winston. I want them to stay together. I'm rooting for them. Um, Now Meredith, she's still pining over Marsh, and I understand she's in love, and he ain't paying her no attention. He's just like, I'm just gonna do my work and that's it. But you know how you feel about Meredith. You know you want Meredith just to run up and kiss you or something. So he's trying to play hard, and it's not working. And Meredith, had to fall on the sword, and she's just like, look, I love you. I just went numb when you rejected me, and that's why you didn't hear from me. So he really don't know the twisted sister in Meredith when she goes dark and stuff. So he's not familiar with that. Derek was, so he knew how to deal with Meredith dark and twisted behavior. Marsha's going to have to learn how to deal with Meredith. So he wants to take her out. She was like, no, but you could take me to Zola's presentation that she has going on. Now Amelia is trying to help her nephew Luke out, but one of the other interns, the Asian guy Blue, he is thinking that Amelia and her nephew Luke are messing around. But Luke doesn't want no one to know that he's related to, Meredith and Amelia. He just wants to be on his own merit. So, which is very admirable, but you don't want that rumor to go around that you messing with your aunt. Like that's disgusting. This is not House of the Dragon. So yeah, I think he should just do it. But he's been living in the on-call room, and Amelia is trying to help him get his own house. She's trying to be the good aunt, or aunt. I say aunt. So she's trying to be the good aunt and help him out, and he's just like, ugh, trying to reject it because he don't want to get special treatment because he's related to them. And then he doesn't want the interns to know. Kind of how Meredith was, with being, she couldn't fake that she was Ellis Gray's daughter because, of course, her last name. But she wasn't. She wanted to be on her own merit. So that's a big thing for her. So the guy, y'all remember the little boy from, he's not little anymore. I forgot his real name, but he was in Modern Family. He was the little boy Luke, and I don't know his real name, but Luke, he's all grown now. He was he was on the show, and he came in throwing up and had a rash on his body, him and his roommate. So he was like, trying to, find out, they're trying to find out what's wrong with him. Is because they say it can't just be food poisoning because he has this rash. So the interns are trying to figure it out. They're confused. So Meredith, tells all the interns to get together and try to figure out what's going on with him before it's too late. So again, goes back to how it was when Meredith was an intern. I think it was the first episode, the pilot episode, where they had to figure out what was going on, why the girl was having seizures. So, Meredith and Christina end up figuring it out, but Meredith ended up getting the surgery because Dr. Shepard, Derek, wanted to, give her a little preferential treatment. So yeah, so it was kind of in that vein. Griffith ended up figuring out that it was some type of meningitis or something because he lived in a dorm and he didn't have all his vaccines. So she was the one who, caught it and was able to, figure out what was going on with him. But in the meantime, he was getting his leg amputated because this meningitis had, made him lose the feeling in his leg. So Link and his little girlfriend, well, not really his girlfriend, but his little one night stand. She is was cutting off his leg in the OR when Griffith figured it out. So yeah, I know I'm rambling. Next time I'm gonna be a little bit more organized, but I just did not have the energy to write notes. So I'm just trying to think about, what stood out mostly. They figured out how to, they figured out that he had meningitis, so they had to make sure he was taken care of, and that I don't know if he had the vaccine for it or not. I don't know what they had to do for him, but basically he lost his leg. And so one of the big things was because they had been talking throughout the whole episode about Zola's presentation. And Zola was having this presentation, and Zola has gotten so big. She's tall and everything. So she was giving her report on Ellis Gray. And then she ended up just having like this panic attack on stage. I was like, is this from her spina bifida? What's going on? So Meredith, at first, she was like, okay. And then she was like, no, something's wrong. And she was sweating. And then she became like hysterical, saying like, as she was talking about Alzheimer's, like her grandmother died of Alzheimer's, her mom and her aunt is going to die. So she's panicking. And rightfully so, because Zola has been through so much. Her dad passed away, her grandmother passed away. I'm not sure if she knows that Meredith has the gene, but more than likely she knows Meredith has the gene of Alzheimer's, and then her Aunt Maggie has the gene. So she was like, all these people in my life are going to die just like my grandma, and she just started, losing it. So by this time, Meredith is on the stage, helping her get off. So it kind of reminded me of when Richard Redbird, when he had that breakdown when he was on his presentation on stage. But yeah, this was Zola, and it was kind of heartbreaking. I don't know what's going to happen with that, because we all know that Meredith is not going to be on all of the episodes. So I wonder if she's going to be away with Zola, getting some type of treatments for her, because she did kind of, I don't know if it's something maybe related to her spina bifida or anything else that could be going on with her. But yeah, I'm hoping nothing bad happens to Zola, because I can't take another another death at Grey's Anatomy, at Grey Sloan. Oh, so Bailey, she's still trying to get information from Joe. She told Joe that they're going to be mom friends, and they took the kids out to the park. So she told Joe that they were going to be mom friends. So Bailey always has something up her sleeve. So she basically wanted to find out what was going on in the hospital about the interns and all that other stuff. So when Joe found out, she was like, I thought you were going to be my mom friend. She was like, we are mom friends. Just, give me the tea. So Bailey can't stay away. Bailey cannot stay away from Grey Sloan. I wonder what capacity she's going to come back, because Meredith is really doing a good job as chief. But if she has to leave and do something with Zola, I can almost guarantee Bailey will be back. Bailey will be back. Or I guess Richard Weber would step into that role, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bailey that's going to be back if she decides to accept the role back. I think that's really it. The episode was pretty good. Again, I feel like, we're trying to get, accustomed to the new interns. Now, what I did see in the preview for next week, Addison Montgomery was coming back. So, and it seems like Dr. Bailey is going to be doing some stuff with the interns about sex education, because now she's doing a lot of community work and stuff that is going to not be as stressful for her, because we all know that she, when she has a lot of stress, her OCD flares up and other things. So she just wants to do something that's more easy breezy, especially while she has little Prue. And I think that's it. Nothing really stood out. Comment down below and tell me how you felt about this episode. I enjoyed it. There's not too many Grey's Anatomy episodes that I don't like. Now, the one when they was doing all that singing, I could have did without, and the one where they did flashbacks. If this, if like Meredith would have um, been Richard's daughter, and how it would have looked if they would have, she would have been messing with Alex. It was just like, ugh, I didn't like that episode. I think anytime it comes up, I kind of like, fast forward. So that's probably one of the worst episodes and the single one. But other than that, there's not an episode I really don't like. I enjoy it. One day I hope to meet Shonda Rhimes. Yeah, I hope to meet her because I feel like in another lifetime I could have been her because I was a good writer at one point. But yeah, that's the episode. Comment down below how you what would you rate this episode? Would you rate it 1 to 10? What would you rate it? I would probably rate it about a good 8. It's still ramping up. I can tell what Grey's is doing. It's ramping up. And Owen, oh yeah, Owen and Teddy are just at odds. I wish Teddy would leave him alone and get off his back. Because I'm trying to keep them together because I swear if Owen gets another divorce, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Whew, child. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to come in and just let y'all know about my Grey's Anatomy, and I wasn't about to go back and watch it and take notes because I got to get ready for Ready to Love tonight, and then Married to Medicine is coming on, Real Housewives of Potomac, all that kind of stuff. So I need to be, prepared for those as well. And I'm going to be more prepared for Grey's Anatomy. I promise. But it's always good to come just touch bases with you all. I enjoy just kind of talking about how I felt about the episodes. And I will see you all probably Saturday or Sunday when I do my video for Ready to Love. And yeah, Ready to Love will be the one. Okay, talk to y'all soon. Peace. Again, thank you for watching.